Hi everyone, let us go ahead with one 15 marks problem based on the fair value method of valuation of share. Here we are having the question available with us. Let us go ahead with the question properly so that we'll be able to understand and solve the problem of it next. Then here calculate the value of share of Ashirwad Limited from the following available information right now. Here we are having the balance sheet for the year 31st 3 2016. They are given with the liability part, they are given with the asset part. Again, amount column is also available. Coming on the liability part, share capital, in that 10%, 4,000 preference shares of rupees 100 each. 4,000 number of preference shares are available. Multiply into 100, we will get 4 lakh. Then later 10,000 equity shares are available. Face value 100. 10 lakh is the amount of equity share capital. Reserves and surplus is available 3 lakh. Debenture 10% is given 2 lakh. Current liability of rupees 1 lakh. When we make the total on the liability part, we will get it as 20,000. Then later, they are also available with the asset part. First one is sundry assets, that is 19 lakh. Then preliminary expenses of rupees 1 lakh. When we make the combination of 19 plus 1 lakh is equals to 20 lakh. Coming on the asset part, therefore the balance sheet gets tallied. The next additional information is available with us. Normal rate of return is 15%. Average profit before tax is rupees 8 lakh. Rate of tax is 30%. Education cess on tax. Education cess. Cess, tax on tax. Additional tax imposed on a particular tax is known as additional cess, means tax. 3% is given. Transfer and GR is rupees 40,000 per annum. We need to transfer 40,000 GR for a particular site in order to meet with the contingent liability as it is arises in the future. And he has also said us to comment on the same. Let us go ahead with the solution part. Here what has happened, they are asked us to find out what? Fair value of a share. When they are asked to find out the fair value of a share, what we have to do? We have to first try to find out the intrinsic value of a share under net asset method. Then next, we have to find out yield value of a share. Then later we are going to find the fair value of a share. Therefore, first our main motto is to calculate first calculation of net assets under available to equity shareholders. We have to find out, right? Yes. Then when we find out the net assets available to the equity shareholders, again there is one standard format is involved, right? Yes. Therefore, what we have to do? We have to make one column first one particulars then later amount. Yes, see, once when we are going to find out under the net asset method, what we have to do, we have to consider to make all the total assets then less all the outside liabilities available. Therefore here available with us the assets are as follows. First one is sundry assets are available with amount of rupees 19 lakh. Therefore sundry assets, the amount of sundry assets 19 lakh. Next, here in the asset part, the preliminary expenses is available rupees 1 lakh. This is not the part of total assets, therefore that will not be considered as in the total assets because it is a preliminary expenses. Only tangible and intangible assets are going to be considered. Then 19 lakh is the amount of what the total assets. Next, when all the assets are been completed, less outside liability, then which all are the outside liability? Outside liabilities. Outside liabilities. In the outside liabilities, which all are the outside liabilities that we have to consider? Then the outside liabilities as such, outside liabilities are available in the liability part of the balance sheet. Therefore first here we are available with the, see, these reserves and surplus, equity share capital, preference share capital, these all are pure liability. But what we require only what? Outside liabilities, right? Therefore 10% debenture is available. Therefore 10% debenture is considered as outside liability. Therefore the amount of outside liability is debenture, that is how much? 2 lakh. Then later, once after that, when the debenture is been completed, next is current liability available in the liability part. Therefore the current liability is how much? The current liability part is 1 lakh. Therefore the amount of 1 lakh. Therefore when we make 2 lakh plus 1 lakh is equals to outside liabilities. Therefore the amount of the outside liability is 3 lakh. Then next, once after when we outside liabilities, next here another, there are some of the, actually we have to find out under net asset method available to the equity shareholders. That's what we have to remove. We have to remove the amount of preference share capital because they are having the preferential rights, right? Therefore 19 lakh minus 3 lakh is equals to how much? That is 16 lakh. Then once after that, next is less preference share capital. In that what has happened? In preference share capital, 4,000 into 100 is equals to 4 lakh is the amount of preference share capital. 10% is the rate of dividend, right? Therefore the amount of 10% is available here. Therefore 4,000 into 100 is equals to 4 lakh rupees is the what amount of the preference share capital available. Therefore 16 lakh is the amount of net assets actually available. Then when we remove the preference share capital of rupees 4 lakh, we will get it as 12 lakh. Then this is considered as net assets available. Once after when we done with it, we have to find out the intrinsic value per share. Intrinsic value per share is equals to what? The net assets available to equity shareholders divided by number of shares. Therefore, net assets available is how much? Divided by number of shares. Number of shares are available only with regards to the number of shares that we have to consider, right? Yes. Therefore, here the number of shares available only we have to consider the equity shares, not the preference share, because we are going to find the net assets available to the equity shareholders, right? Yes. Therefore, number of shares are how much? 10 lakh. Therefore, 12 lakh divided by 10,000 is equals to rupees 120. This is intrinsic value per share. Once when we find out the intrinsic, the next intention ours is to calculate the yield value per share. Then what is the main formula for calculating the yield value per share? Yield value per share is equals to paid up value per share into expected rate of return divided by normal rate of return. This is the formula available in order to find out the amount of yield value per share. Therefore, paid up value per share, here we have to concentrate only on the equity shares. The paid up value per share, each value of the share is how much? That is 100. For time being, so that we shall put it as 100. Then into expected rate of return. Expected rate of return in the given question, there is not available. Therefore, we have to find out it. Therefore, I will put it as question mark. Divided by normal rate of return, that is NRR. Right? Therefore, NRR is 15%. Therefore, 15%. When you put it as 15%, then the result is awaited for the yield value per share. So that we shall find it later. Once after that, what we have to find out here, expected rate of return is not available. Therefore, expected rate of return is equals to, that we have to understand, profit available divided by equity share capital into 100. Therefore, here what we have to find out, the profit available into 100 divided by equity share capital. Equity share capital that we can easily find out here. Equity share capital is already available. Then what we need to find, we have to find out the profit available actually. Therefore, when we start finding the profit available, here is the main task. Therefore, calculation of profit available. Therefore, when we find out the profit available, again we have to insert for the table Therefore, particulars, then amount, right? Yes. Therefore, the profit available. See, for the profit available, in order to find out, the base is what? Average profit before tax. Here already that has been given. Therefore, the average profit is already given before tax. The amount is how much? 8 lakh. 8 lakh. Right? Yes. Therefore, less we have to deduct less the amount of income tax. Income tax. How much is the tax actually? See, actually the tax rate given here is 30%, right? Yes. Therefore, 30%. 30% on how much? 8 lakh. Therefore, 30% on 8 lakh is equals to 2,40,000. Therefore, the 8 lakh minus 2,40,000 is equals to 5,60,000. 5,60,000 is the amount available. Therefore, the next task is when we remove the tax, we will get profit, average profit after the tax. But in the given question, additional part what has happened here is educational cess is given, right? Therefore, educational cess that has to be removed. It is also an additional burden of tax. Education cess. The amount of cess, percentage of cess is how much? 3%. Always the cess is calculated on the amount of income tax, not on the profit after the tax. Therefore, 3% on 2,40,000. Therefore, 3% of 2,40,000 is equals to 7,200. Once after that, 5,60,000 minus 7,200 is equals to 5,52,800 is the amount of after removing the education cess. Then later, once when we remove the education cess, they have already said that you have to keep aside a certain amount of transfer of reserve that we have to transfer actually. Therefore, certain amount has to be kept as the reserve. That's what we are going to remove it. Therefore, the amount of transfer of reserve, how much it has to be done? 40,000, right? Yes. Therefore, 40,000. When you remove 40,000, the automatically the amount available to the net assets available to the shareholders 5,12,800. This is the amount of assets available to holders, right? Yes. Therefore, then later, once after that, you have to remove the dividend on preference share. The amount of dividend on preference share. Actually, the preference share capital is how much? 4 lakh. 4 lakh into 10%. Therefore, the 4 lakh into 10% is equals to the amount available is how much? 40,000. 40,000 is the amount of dividend on preference shares. Therefore, when we remove that, the next is available is what? The profit available to equity shareholders. Therefore, 5,12,000 minus 5,12,800 minus 40,000 is equals to 4,72,800. This is the profit available to the equity shareholders. Therefore, when the profit available to the equity shareholder is available, therefore we shall start substituting the things. Therefore, here actually we have to find out the expected rate of return. The profit available has to be, we have already calculated it. Profit available is how much? 4,72,800 into 100 divided by equity share capital. The amount of equity share capital is how much? That is given already in the question. That is how much? 10 lakh, right? Yes. Therefore, 10 lakh. Therefore, the answer is 47.28%. This is the expected rate of return. Then later, you have to find out the yield value per share. Yield value per share, how do you find out? The paid up value per share is already available. ERR is not available. That's we have already find out it here. Therefore, we shall substitute there 47.28 is the expected rate of return. Therefore, 100 into 47.28 divided by 15, when we make it, therefore we will get the yield value per share is rupees 315.20. Per share is the yield value per share. Therefore, they are also asked us to comment on the same. See, when it comes to the comment part, what we have to do here is, in the below we have to write it as the comment. Then what we have to do here is, the amount of intrinsic value per share is find out or calculated based on the net assets under available to the equity shareholder. This is the first comment. Then later, the amount of the net assets available to the equity shareholder is 12 lakh. Therefore, then later the expected rate of return given or that we have find out is 47.28 percentile. Then later, once after making, when we do find out the fair value method, at that time here we are going to calculate the fair value method, right? Therefore, later fair value per share is equals to what? Intrinsic value, that is intrinsic value plus yield value divided by 2. Therefore, here intrinsic value 120 is the intrinsic value. Yield value is how much? That is 315 divided by 2. When we make it, therefore we will get the as fair value method is equals to, therefore 120 plus 315 is equals to 435.20 divided by 2. Therefore is equals to, the answer available here is rupees 217.60. This is the fair value method. Therefore, with regards to this, we have to go ahead with this type of calculation. Then later we are going to find out the fair value per share. Thank you. So that we shall go ahead with the next class in the next chapter.